About 6, Don Landry is 6 yards away from his 6th Super Bowl. And of course, for the upstart 49ers, they're 6 yards away from Pontiac. 3rd and 3.
The right side, possibly.
Montana looking, throwing in the end zone.
Databall is a predictive sports analytics model for the NFL. Statistical analysis has become increasingly important to the game of football over the last few years. It provides feedback to those who coach and play the game, fuels sports journalism, and of course, reels in a ton of cash in the gambling industry. Our model is one integrated predictive system. Starting with our data source, ProFootballAPI.com, we execute API calls using PHP scripts, which return the data in JSON format. We then parse that JSON data and create a MySQL database in which we store the data. We then input the data into a statistical programming environment called R, in which we can analyze the data and identify key performance metrics. Using that analysis, we can then form our predictive model. Here's an example of some of our code. In this API call, we create a URL based on the parameters of the data we want to call. In this case, we want all New England Patriots games from the month of October. We then execute this URL to get an array of data. Next, we connect to our MySQL server and create a database in which to store the data. We then create a table within our database, adding a field to hold the values from each column of the JSON array. Finally, we parse the JSON data, add it to our database, and then close the connection to the MySQL server. This sequence of code transformed our data from raw JSON format, in which it's hard to analyze, to a neat, orderly MySQL database table. Using the program R, we can then input our data from MySQL into R and perform statistical analysis. We are currently in this stage of the project and plan to use the results of our statistical analysis to create our predictive model.